Hey, what is up, YouTube farm family? Okay, well, I've been showing you clips off and on the other channel and different things, and I hinted at it as well on the first video here that we were getting chickens and building a chicken coop. Well, I finished the chicken coop and our chicks arrived, and I'll try to stick some video clips of the chicks in here as well. We finished the chicken coop, but while we were getting the chicks at the neighbors Joe and Jennifer been a huge help with this whole thing. With, you know, we ordered a whole bunch of chicks together, and they're raising them down there until they're old enough to bring up here for us to put in our chicken coop and chicken run. But while we were down there, Jennifer told us that her sister has way too many hens and she needs to get rid of some. So we just came back from over there and we brought 4 different hens, adult hens, up here that are ready to start laying immediately. And they're in the coop. We've got the feeder set up. We've got the watering jug set, the watering bucket set up. Everything's good to go. I'm gonna spin around here and show you some of this though, just kind of give you a glimpse of how we did it or what we've got. So you can see the main door there behind me. You got your covered run there. Like I said, this whole thing, I think I hinted at before, this whole thing was made out of salvaged lumber. Same thing that we did with Taryn's loft bed and everything. This is all, you know, 2x4s that either my dad salvaged from different job sites or rough cut pine 2x4s that came from the farm here. The siding actually is western cedar, and it is, you know, the same western cedar siding that it was the siding we had left over from putting the siding on the tractor shed here. And this was siding that my dad had salvaged way back when, 30 years ago maybe. Anyway, what we got here, so underneath the coop here, we've got, this is a tire that we found down the road, down in the gap where people dump trash off below my parents' house. So Amy and Trey fished the tire out of the stream, and we've got a bunch of ash from the fireplace in there for the chickens to go dust in. You see this long, weird looking door here? This is our clean out door. So what I can do here, and that goes, you know, it's open all the way across. So I can push a wheelbarrow up here, and the wheelbarrow fits below the floor level. We can take a broom or a hoe or a rake or whatever and stick it in, and we can rake anything that's in there. Rabbit, I got Taryn's rabbits in my mind. Chicken poop, dirt, whatever. We can just rake it all out into that wheelbarrow and take it over and stick it in the compost bin. Do whatever we want to do with it at that point. And then we'll spin around in here. I'm probably going to have to adjust the lighting on this thing now. Yeah, let me fix that real quick. Anyway, okay. So now what we've got here, this is our nesting box, and I've got a shelf built here on the top where we can set stuff on. You can see we've got the chick feeder setting on it now. It's not being used obviously, but that's set up. And then the nesting box is set up where you see we're underneath the roof of the woodshed in here right now. So we can come in here, and it's just got a lock on it there with a carabiner through it, and then you just take that off and you can raise the nesting box up from under the cover here, reach in, get your eggs out that way. So spin around over here the other side. I'm gonna have to mess with the lighting again probably now. Yep, okay. Anyway, this is the other side. What we did for the same thing, this is unbelievable. You know, the roof was tin roofing that my dad had salvaged way back when, so we didn't have to pay for the tin. The chicken wire, of all things, somebody years ago gave my dad 2 spools of chicken wire. He's never had chickens, and it's just been sitting around for 20 plus years in storage, not being used, and I didn't know about it. And he said, hey, I've got these spools of chicken wire, why don't you use them? So we used the chicken wire, and then the cool thing is I wanted to reinforce it a little bit more, and if you get down here below, you got the chicken wire up top, and it goes all the way to the ground and down below the ground a little ways. This right here is an expanded metal steel mesh. This is heavy duty, really narrow, really fine openings in them. It's so small really that, I mean, even snakes and things aren't going to get through. So I wanted to use this to further reinforce the lower area against raccoons and foxes and things like that. But then it also is small enough mesh where I don't have to worry about really even black snakes getting through it and getting in there. They would have to come all the way up and over to get in. And then you look at the very bottom. So this expanded metal mesh, in most places, I brought it all the way to the ground, and I've got about 8 to 10 inches of it laying on top of the ground to prevent animals from trying to burrow underneath the run here. But what we did is we've got so many large rocks up here on top of the hill. The whole hilltop is just covered in these great big rocks that we've just lined the whole outer perimeter of the chicken coop with these large rocks in here. So once again, go over here to this side, and you can see from here, we got it sloped down coming off of the woodshed. Comes down to it's about 4.5 feet tall here on the very end. On the head over there, it's about 6 feet tall, so it's not a really, but I think it's 12 feet long roughly. So we've got a 1.5 foot drop on that 12-foot run, and then it's 4 or 4.5 feet wide. I can't remember. But what we're going to do next is we're going to put some fencing up around through here, going all the way through this wooded lot area, and we're going to allow them to come out in here and scratch around and eat the bugs. And there's a ton of leaf litter and everything in there, and there's a lot of, in the summertime, there's a lot of leafy greens and things that come up in there. So there's going to be plenty of things for them to browse on here naturally. But I guess you probably want to see the chickens. I'm trying to remember what varieties. We've got a gold Wyandotte that they gave us, and I can't remember the other breeds here. There's one that's loose that when we got here, we got these 3 in the run, and the other one got loose before we could get it in the run. And Amy and the kids are trying to chase it and catch it. You can't believe you probably don't hear them, but they're over in the yard trying to talk to the chicken to get it to come in. But anyway, I'll get some shots of the chicken here in just a second. The chicken's here in just a second. Anyway. Oh well, so chicken coop. I'm sure there'll be lots of updates on that, plus probably quite a few shorts and things of the chicks as they grow up and as we move them up here, and whatever we learn, and as we first start harvesting eggs. Hopefully that's going to happen pretty soon, because these hens were producing eggs for the neighbors just this week. So hopefully we're going to get some eggs here really soon. But oh well, catch you next time.